What if the very thing holding you back from your purpose isn't a lack of opportunity, resources, or talent, but a lack of faith? What if the breakthrough you've been waiting for is already within reach, but it requires you to step forward before you see the way? Too many people wait for clarity before they move, but true clarity comes after the step of faith, not before. So the question is, are you willing to trust beyond what you can see? Beloved, we are called to walk by faith and not by sight. Too often we limit ourselves to what we can see, what we can touch, what we can understand. But there is a greater design, a greater purpose for our lives, one that unfolds only when we choose to trust beyond our own understanding. Faith is not passive. It is not something we simply claim to have. It must be exercised, expanded, and stretched. The challenges we face, the unanswered questions, the moments of uncertainty, all serve as opportunities to strengthen our faith. When we refuse to let doubt control our steps, we position ourselves to receive divine direction. Consider a farmer who sows seeds into the ground. He does not know exactly how they will grow, but he trusts the process. He waters the soil, tends to the field, and waits expectantly for the harvest. The same is true for us. If we only believe when we see results, our faith remains weak. But when we trust even in the waiting, even in the unseen, then we will bear much fruit in due season. Many wonder why their path seems unclear, why they struggle to understand what steps to take next. The answer is simple: clarity follows trust. When faith is expanded, doors open. When faith is strengthened, direction becomes clear. But the one who hesitates, the one who clings to fear, the one who refuses to step forward until every answer is revealed, that person remains stagnant, unable to move into the fullness of their calling. Look at those who have accomplished great things. They did not wait for every detail to be mapped out. They moved forward with confidence, knowing that each step would reveal the next. The same is true for you. Do not allow fear to paralyze you. Do not allow doubt to rob you of your destiny. Take bold steps of faith. Trust that the journey ahead is already prepared. Walk with expectation, knowing that as you move forward, the way will become clear. The more you trust, the more will be revealed. The more you step out, the more you will understand. Your purpose is waiting, but it will only be uncovered when you choose to believe. So today, let faith rise in you. Let confidence replace uncertainty. Do not look to what is seen, but trust in what is to come. Your path is set, your purpose is sure, and as you expand your faith, you will step into the plan that has been waiting for you all along. And so, dear ones, the question remains, will you trust enough to move forward, even when you do not yet see the full picture? Will you dare to believe that the path ahead is secure, even if you don't yet understand how it will unfold? Too many people live confined by hesitation. They wait for perfect conditions, for absolute certainty, for a sign so obvious that it removes every ounce of doubt. But faith does not work that way. Faith demands that we take the first step before the ground beneath us is fully revealed. Faith calls us to walk forward when our natural mind tells us to stay still. Think about the moments in your life when you were uncertain. Times when you didn't know how things would work out, yet looking back now, you see how every moment, every decision, every challenge was shaping you, preparing you, leading you to where you needed to be. If the pieces fit together then, won't they fit together now? If you were guided before. This is the nature of trust. It is not just believing that things will work out someday. It is knowing deep in your heart that every step of obedience, every act of courage, every moment of surrender is bringing you closer to the fulfillment of what was always meant to be. So do not shrink back, do not let fear be your master, do not allow the uncertainty of today to rob you of the glory that awaits you tomorrow. Instead, rise up with boldness, declare that you will walk in confidence, speak words of faith, not words of fear. Align your thoughts with hope, not doubt, and let your actions reflect the trust that is already stirring within you. For when you live this way, when you expand your faith beyond the limits of human understanding, when you walk forward with expectation, then the unseen becomes seen. Then the hidden things are revealed. Then the purpose you have long searched for is finally made clear. This is your time. This is your moment. Step out, believe, trust, and watch as the path before you unfolds in ways greater than you could ever imagine. And when the path unfolds before you, do not be surprised if it looks different from what you expected. Too often we try to define the journey before we even begin walking it. We imagine how things should happen, when they should happen, and in what order. But faith requires surrender, not just to the promise, but to the process. The refining of your faith comes in the waiting, in the stretching, in the moments when you must hold on to what you cannot yet see. Do not resist the process. Do not despise the delays. Do not grow weary in the waiting. What is being prepared for you is far greater than what you could build for yourself. There will be times when you feel like nothing is changing, like you are walking in circles, like your prayers are unanswered. But hear this: just because you do not see movement does not mean there is no progress. Just because the door has not opened yet does not mean it is not being prepared for you. Sometimes, faith means standing firm even when nothing makes sense. Sometimes, faith means believing that the breakthrough is coming even when everything around you says otherwise. The world teaches us to trust in what we can control, in what we can measure. But the life of faith calls us higher. It calls us to walk with confidence, not because we know every detail, but because we trust that the one leading us never fails. So today, stretch your faith a little further. Speak with boldness. Walk with assurance. Hold your head high, not because you have all the answers, but because you know that the one who has called you will never lead you astray. This is not a passive faith. This is an active, unshakable, mountain-moving faith. It is a faith that refuses to settle, refuses to waver, refuses to shrink back in fear. It is a faith that sees beyond the natural, beyond the temporary, beyond the obstacles in front of you. And as you expand that faith, watch what happens. Watch how the pieces start to come together. Watch how doors open, how burdens lift, how clarity comes. Watch how you begin to step into a purpose greater than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. This is the season to trust like never before. This is the time to move forward with confidence. Do not hold back. Do not let fear keep you from stepping into the greatness that has been prepared for you. Expand your faith, walk boldly, and watch as the path before you is revealed. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So one step at a time. You said, if you wait until everything is certain, you will never move. If you wait until every detail is in place, you will miss the very opportunities designed to strengthen your faith. The greatest moments of your life will not come when you have all the answers. They will come when you choose to trust, even when you don't. Think of those who have stepped into their calling. They did not start with certainty. They started with faith. They took risks. They walked into the unknown. They chose to believe that even though they couldn't see the full picture, the path would be revealed as they moved forward. And that is what you must do. Faith is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making every moment one of trust. It's about declaring, I will not be ruled by fear. I will not be bound by doubt. I will not let uncertainty stop me from moving forward, because the truth is, hesitation delays destiny. The longer you wait to trust, the longer you wait to see the fulfillment of what has already been prepared for you. So, what will it be? Will you stay stuck in fear, waiting for a sign so obvious that it removes all need for faith? Or will you step out boldly, believing that the very act of trusting will open the doors you have been waiting for? Take the step, expand your faith, walk forward in confidence, and watch as the path before you becomes clearer than ever before. And when you take that step, something incredible happens. Your vision changes. What once seemed uncertain becomes undeniable. What once felt impossible suddenly seems within reach. Because faith does not just change your circumstances, it changes you. It strengthens you, it refines you, it prepares you for the very thing you have been called to step into. But understand this, faith is not a one-time decision. It is a daily choice. Every morning you must decide, will I walk by faith today, or will I let fear and doubt take control? Will I trust the process, even when I don't see results, or will I allow impatience to shake my confidence? There will be days when faith feels easy, when doors swing open, when the path is clear, when everything seems to be falling into place. But there will also be days when faith is a fight. When obstacles rise up, when progress seems slow, when questions flood your mind. And in those moments, you must hold fast. You must refuse to let temporary struggle shake your eternal trust. Because here's the truth. The waiting is never wasted. The delay is not a denial. Every season of uncertainty, every test of patience, every moment when things don't make sense is shaping you, stretching you, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. So don't shrink back. Don't settle for less because you're afraid to believe for more. Don't let fear keep you from stepping into the extraordinary life that is waiting for you. Instead, stand firm, walk boldly, take the next step, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it doesn't make sense. And as you do, watch what happens. Watch how the doors begin to open. Watch how the right people come into your life. Watch how opportunities align in ways you never expected. Because when you expand your faith, the plan that has been waiting for you all along will finally be revealed. This is your time. The question is, will you step into it? And that is the challenge before you today. Will you step into it? This is not a passive call. It is not a suggestion to simply hope things will work out. It is a command to move forward with unwavering faith, to push past the hesitation, to silence the voice of doubt, and to take hold of the future that has already been set before you. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to remain stuck in uncertainty. You were created to walk with confidence, to trust with boldness, to believe even when everything around you tries to convince you otherwise. Think about the times when faith carried you through. Think about the moments when you didn't know how things would work out, yet somehow they did. That same faith that sustained you before will sustain you again. That same faith that opened doors in the past will open new doors before you now. But you must make a choice. You cannot stand still and expect to move forward. You cannot cling to fear and expect to walk in confidence. You must decide today, will I trust? Will I believe? Will I move forward even when I don't see the whole picture? Because here's the truth. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait forever. If you wait for absolute certainty, you will never begin. But if you step out in faith, if you trust beyond what you can see, if you walk forward even when the way seems unclear, then and only then will the plan unfold before you. So rise up, shake off fear, walk with the boldness of someone who knows that the future has already been prepared. Stretch your faith beyond its limits and you will find that the journey ahead is greater than you ever imagined. This is your moment, this is your calling, this is your time, and when you step into it, don't look back. Too many people take the first step of faith, but then fear creeps in. And they hesitate. They begin to question, did I make the right choice? What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? But let me tell you something. Faith that retreats is not faith at all. Faith presses on. Faith keeps going, even when the road gets difficult. Think of a runner in a race. The moment they begin, they don't keep looking over their shoulder. They fix their eyes ahead. They lean into the journey. They push forward with everything they have because they know the finish line is waiting for them. That is how you must walk in faith, with your eyes fixed ahead, not behind. Yes, there will be obstacles. Yes, there will be moments when you feel stretched beyond your limits. But every challenge you face is not meant to stop you. It is meant to grow you. It is meant to strengthen you, to refine you, to prepare you for what's ahead. So don't let temporary struggles make you forget the promise. Don't let delays convince you to turn back. The path may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The purpose set before you is greater than anything you will leave behind. And let me remind you, you are not walking this path alone. When you feel weak, you will be strengthened. When you feel uncertain, you will be guided. When you feel like you cannot take another step, you will find the strength to keep going. So rise up with faith today. Walk boldly. Speak with confidence. Move forward knowing that your future is secure. The plan for your life is already set. Your only job is to trust and keep walking. And when you do, you will see what you could never have imagined. Doors will open, breakthroughs will come, your purpose will unfold before your eyes. So take the step. Keep moving forward. Don't wait, don't waver. Don't look back. Because everything you've been waiting for is already waiting for you on the other side of faith. And when you reach the other side of faith, you will realize something powerful. It was never about the destination. It was always about the journey. Every moment of trust, every step you took when you didn't see the full picture, every time you chose faith over fear, It was shaping you. It was preparing you. It was transforming you into the person you were always meant to be. The struggles along the way, they weren't meant to break you. They were meant to build you. The delays, they weren't punishments. They were seasons of preparation. The moments of uncertainty, they weren't signs to turn back. They were opportunities to dig your roots deeper in faith. Now, as you stand on the other side, looking back at the path you've walked, you will see that every twist and turn had a purpose. Every challenge carried a lesson. Every step of obedience led you closer to your destiny. But here's the truth. You are not done yet. Faith is not a one-time event. It is a way of life. You will always be called to trust, to step out, to believe beyond what you can see. And each time you do, you will go higher, you will go further, and you will walk in greater confidence. So today, let this be the moment you decide, I will not shrink back. I will not settle for less. I will not let fear dictate my future. I will walk in faith. I will trust the process, and I will step boldly into the plan set before me. Because when you do, you will experience something greater than you ever imagined. You will see doors open that no one can shut. You will step into opportunities that only faith could have led you to. You will become a living testimony of what happens when a person chooses to trust completely, without hesitation, without doubt, without fear. So, stand tall, keep moving forward, let faith lead the way, because the best is still ahead. And as you step forward, you will not only see the plan revealed, you will walk fully in the purpose and when you walk fully in your purpose, you will realize this is what you were created for all along. Every hesitation, every doubt, every fear that once tried to hold you back will fade in the light of what faith has brought you into. The things that once seemed impossible will now be your reality. The doors that once seemed locked will be opened before you. The path that once felt unclear will now be illuminated with clarity and direction. But here is the final truth you must hold on to. This is only the beginning. Faith does not bring you to a finish line. It brings you to greater beginnings. Every step you take in faith leads to new doors, new challenges, new opportunities to trust at an even deeper level. Faith is a journey that never ends, because you are always being called higher, stretched further, and strengthened for greater things. So as you stand at the threshold of what's next, do not grow comfortable. Do not settle. Do not say, this is enough. Keep believing, keep expanding your faith, keep moving forward, knowing that there is always more ahead. And as you do, you will inspire others to do the same. Your life, your testimony, your journey of faith will become a beacon of hope to those still waiting, still hesitating, still wondering if they can take that first step. Let your life be a living example of what happens when someone refuses to let fear win. When someone chooses to believe that the best is always yet to come. So, rise up, walk boldly, let faith carry you forward, keep your eyes fixed ahead, keep your heart open to the next step, and never stop trusting that the greatest plans, the greatest purpose, the greatest moments of your life are still unfolding before you. Step forward, believe, and watch as the journey of faith leads you into everything you were created for. And as you step forward, let this truth settle deep within you. You were made for this. You were not created to live in fear. You were not meant to stay stuck in doubt. You were designed to walk in confidence, to rise above every obstacle, to trust in the unseen, and to move boldly toward your calling. But hear me, faith is not just about where you are going. It's about who you are becoming along the way. Every test, every challenge, every delay is refining you. It is strengthening you. It is shaping you into someone who is unshakable, unwavering, unstoppable. So do not despise the process. Do not grow weary in the waiting. What you are walking through now is not a setback. It is a setup. Every moment of stretching is expanding your capacity for what is coming next. Every act of obedience is positioning you for the breakthrough ahead. And when that breakthrough comes, because it will come, you will stand in awe. You will see how every piece of your journey was woven together perfectly. You will look back and say, I didn't always understand, but now I see. I didn't always feel strong, but now I know. Faith was strengthening me all along. So this is my charge to you. Do not stop now. Keep pressing forward, keep stretching your faith, keep believing when it's easier to doubt, keep trusting when the way seems unclear, keep walking when fear tells you to turn back, because the plan set before you is greater than you can imagine, and the only way to step into it is through faith. You've come too far to give up. You've seen too much to stop now. The best is not behind you, it is ahead of you. And as long as you keep walking in faith, you will step into everything that was always meant for you. So go. Move forward. Trust boldly. Believe fiercely. And watch as faith leads you into the greatest days of your life. And when those greatest days come, you will realize they were never just about you. Faith was never meant to be kept to yourself. It was meant to be shared, to be seen, to be a light that others can follow. Because as you walk forward in faith, others will watch. They will see your courage. They will see your perseverance. They will see how doors opened when it seemed impossible, how provision came when the way looked unclear, how every step of trust led to something greater. And in seeing your journey, their faith will begin to rise. Because faith is contagious. When one person dares to believe, it ignites something in those around them. When one person chooses to step out, it gives others permission to do the same. You may not realize it now, but your faith is inspiring someone else. Your obedience, your persistence, your willingness to trust when nothing makes sense, it is stirring up something powerful in the hearts of those watching. So understand this, your faith is bigger than you. It is meant to impact your family, your friends, your community. It is meant to be a testimony that speaks long after you take each step. It is meant to open the way for others to step into their own journey of trust. This is why you must keep going. This is why you cannot shrink back. There are people waiting on the other side of your obedience. There are lives that will be changed because you chose to believe. So today, let this be your declaration. I will not hold back. I will not waver. I will walk in faith, not just for myself, but for those who need to see what is possible. Because when you live this way, when you refuse to let fear win, when you choose faith over and over again, then the impossible becomes possible. Then miracles unfold. Then the plan that was always set before you is fully revealed. And when that happens, you won't just see the path, you will become the path for others to follow. So rise up, move forward, walk in faith, and watch as your life becomes a testimony of what happens when someone dares to believe. And when your life becomes that testimony, you will understand faith was never just about reaching a destination. It was about becoming someone who lives by faith in every season, in every moment, in every decision. This journey of faith is not a single step, it is a lifestyle. It is a commitment to trust even when you don't see. It is a resolve to keep moving even when the road is uncertain. It is a choice every day to believe that the best is yet to come. So do not grow complacent. Do not settle for what is comfortable. The greatest danger to your destiny is not failure. It is fear that keeps you from trying. It is hesitation that keeps you from stepping out. It is the temptation to stay where it's safe rather than walk into the unknown where faith thrives. Faith is an adventure. It calls you higher. It stretches you further.